imagine at one time I thought hot cross buns was something to be proud of? Well, that was 6 months ago. And today, having perspective really shows how far you've come and where you can go. Wow. What up, people? Good morning. Happy Monday. So, I'm Jonathan, and you have wound up in the trumpet dungeon. Donalds Trumpets Vintage Horns. Say what? Did he say what I think he said? I did. What happened is my dad Donald, when he passed, God rest his soul, left me a lot of really cool vintage horns. So I decided to create this channel in his honor to catalog all of these beasts. If you like trumpets, if you like cornets, you better click that subscribe button because there's a lot of content to be released. Go through some of the old videos already to see what you can find, learn a little bit about this beautiful world of music. But today, I'm starting something a little bit different. I decided what I want to do is pepper in a couple videos here and there called Behind the Mouthpiece. Who is behind the mouthpiece? Well, that's me. What up? I'm behind the mouthpiece. And today, I want to just stand up on my soapbox for a second and talk about perspective. So this video is for the complainers out there, the whiners, the people that aren't satisfied with anything, and not the good unsatisfaction, the kind of the dissatisfaction that just leaves you walking around with a snarl on your face. Those people. Perspective is everything. Just like hot cross buns was something that I could be proud of, and now as I'm learning, as I'm evolving with my trumpet playing, I hear hot cross buns and I think, well, that's stupid. So perspective. I think Earth has been historically marked by dissatisfaction throughout life, always striving to get somewhere else that you're not. The grass is always greener, there's challenges, there's struggle, but there's also a lot of good things that happen in between. So for those that are not happy, those that are struggling with their situation, should I dare to say that some of it probably is your perspective? It probably sucks. You're focused on Shangri-La or whatever ideal that you've created for your mind while overlooking everything that's good in your life. And I actually heard a really good message yesterday on thankfulness. Stop and smell the roses for a second, right? But instead, you might choose to just wallow in unhappiness. And I speak from experience. I'm not standing here preaching to people, right? Like I know better than other people. I've been challenged with depression throughout the years and ups and downs and highs and lows, etc. But here I am, and I can say confidently that I love life. And I've had to do a lot of the uncomfortable things on myself throughout the years to make myself better. Not to brag, but just to make myself effective in life, to not walk around with trails of broken relationships and dreams and etc. So, but I had perspective. I said, hey, you know what? All the times that I thought I was going to die and the world was going to come to an end, never did. So there's a perspective. So if I feel that today, I can go back to that catalog of experiences and say, it's probably just garbage. It's probably just my fears or my mind talking to me. I think about in my house, there might be something I don't like, or I look across the street and Mr. Jones looks better. Again, perspective. I used to live in a duplex where the sewage would leak out underneath the stove. I don't know how that happened. Perspective. Well, I actually got it pretty good. Trumpets. You think, wow, I've got to have the Mount Vernon, blah, 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 the Martin Committee, etc. Perspective. Believe it or not, the horn that I've been playing the most out of all these really cool horns is this Mount Vernon, made in USA. And any trumpet person knows this is not a Bach. This is some cheap knockoff. I say cheap price-wise, right? But as far as the quality of this trumpet, the compression, the ability to hit the high register, everything about this horn just speaks to me, and I love it. Put some heavy valve caps on there too. It's got a nice dark sound to it. But again, perspective, something that could be easily overlooked by most, but when you have the ability to hear the differences and the nuances, it can kind of change the way you see life. So that's it. Not a lot to say other than if you are struggling this morning, or if you've been struggling this year, as probably a lot of people have, just take a second and reflect on the good things that you've had. Reflect on the worst moments of your life. Is today worse than that? Probably not. Did you think you were going to die then? Probably. Did you? No, you did not. So life is short. You don't want to spend it unhappy. You don't want to spend it in misery. But it's not going to be fixed by telling yourself that everything's okay and you're okay the way you are. You're not. That's why we're talking about perspective. Maybe your perspective is messed up and you just need a slight adjustment, because with a compass, even if you're off by a degree, the further you go, even though it doesn't look like you're gonna be too far off, you're gonna wind up in a completely different location. So maybe you just need a small adjustment, right? The micro adjustments, not anything big, right? Just a thousandth of an inch, and that can make the difference. So hopefully this has woken you up to a little bit of your own way of doing things. And if I could just impart one bit of wisdom to you to help your life, I'm down. And if you want to buy a trumpet, hit me up, because it is about trumpets, isn't it? But thanks for making it this far in the video. Usually I would say if you've made it this far, you like Jonathan or you like trumpets, but you probably like trumpets. I'm gonna venture, I'm not gonna be full of myself, but maybe you liked what you heard. If you did, make sure to click that subscribe button. You can share some comments in the section down below about your own life experiences, your own personal perspective, and let's see where we go. And keep it real, right? This is not religious, political, etc. These are core concepts that transcend cultures, eras, etc. So let's get the conversation started. Behind the mouthpiece, I'm Jonathan. You made it this far. I thank you. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.